Hello, St. Mary's. It seems like forever since we've been together, and I miss you greatly. Alan and I are doing well, sheltering here in place, although there are some days that seem terribly long. And my emotions, well, they seem to change from one moment to the next. One moment, my tears are close to the surface as I grieve what's happening in the world, and I grieve what cannot happen at the present time. And in the next moment, I feel profoundly grateful. I'm grateful for the gift of safe shelter, for food on the table, for good health, and the beauty of spring. I'm also thankful for those sweet moments that are sprinkled throughout the days of isolation, where I am able to see the presence of God. One of those moments happened for me early in the morning as I put my dogs out. The sun was shining and the air was cool, and that, for me, is the perfect combination. That by itself was a blessing. Because of the pause in my life, I'm not able to run from one activity to the other activity. And instead, I have the time, and I took the time just to stand on the back porch and feel the sun on my face. There's a horse farm that sits behind us, and the two properties are divided by a line of trees. Because the trees were not in full bloom at that particular moment, I was able to see what was going on in the pasture behind me. Somewhere around 10 or so horses had just been released from their stalls where they had spent the night. Their excitement of being set free was evident as they raced into the field and up and down the pasture. Now, it's easy to tell when horses are running if they're afraid or if they're just enjoying themselves. And in this moment, it was clear as they frolicked that they were having a good time. I could hear them calling to each other as they neighed and they whinnied and they nickered. Now, horses are herd animals, and so that means that they enjoy being in the company of other horses. But it also means that being in the herd is where they feel safe. It's very unusual to see a group of horses all lying down in the pasture at the same time. Usually there is one horse that will remain standing in order to guard and to watch out for danger. Watching these beautiful creatures brought me such a sense of joy and wonder as they ran up and down that field, reminding me of God's presence in the world. It was a special moment to be grateful for. Now, the trees have filled in, and it has become more difficult for me to see what is happening in the pasture. Every once in a while, I get a glimpse of a head eating the green grass, or I hear the thunder of their hooves. These sightings and the sounds bring joy to me too, reminding me of what I had seen but am unable to see at the present time. If you're listening to the news at all, I'm sure that you have heard these words spoken over and over again. We are all in this together. Yes, it's true. We are all in this together. But I think that there's something that's not being said, something important that we could hang our hats on, so to speak. We are in this together, and God is in this with us as well. Jesus weeps when we weep. He shares delights when we are delighted, and he delights over us. He even stands guard as we sleep. He promises to never leave us. In the darkness that surrounds us, he is there loving us and waiting with us for the time when we, like the horses, can be set free from our isolation. The time when we can worship together. The time when we can enjoy a meal together. The time when we can share the peace of God with a hug and a handshake. It will be such a time of great rejoicing. As we wait, I pray that you will be safe and that you will feel God's loving and living presence in moments of joy. And as you remember what's just beyond the tree line, you will feel the comfort and the peace of Jesus. I love you, St. Mary's. I long for the time when we can be together. Until then, I'm sending you my love and hugs your way. Blessings to you all.